Russian forces, along with North Korean soldiers, have launched attacks on Ukrainian positions in the Kursk region, Forbes reports. The publication notes that Russia, as the aggressor, appears to be attempting to push Ukrainian forces out of the area before U.S. newly elected President Donald Trump takes office and potentially proposes a ceasefire along the current front line. One reason Pyongyang agreed to send troops to Moscow is the lack of modern combat experience among North Korean forces. In the Kursk region, Russian troops are reportedly training North Korean soldiers in the use of drones.
North Korean troops have been stationed near the front lines in the Kursk region to train in FPV drone usage in live combat setting. Within 3 months, North Koreans should be ready to replace Russian combat soldiers. But Ukraine has identified their positions. We know where they are located, and those positions have been targeted. Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine.
Kovalenko added that North Korean soldiers have sustained casualties, though the extent has not been disclosed. Meanwhile, the Russian 810th Marine Brigade, which is operating alongside with North Koreans, has lost 10 armored personnel carriers. Some of these vehicles were destroyed or damaged by Ukrainian forces, while others were abandoned on the battlefield.
The arrival of the first units within the 810th Marine Brigade is no coincidence. The 810th is heavily involved in some of the most intense, primarily assault-based operations. They suffered severe losses and had to supplement their ranks not from Russian services, but with North Korean resources.
According to Ukrainian intelligence, North Korean forces are present not only in the Kursk region, but also in the Belgrade. Battalion commander of Ukraine's 92nd Separate Assault Brigade, Yuri Fedorenko, has indicated that North Korean soldiers in Belgrade could be reinforcing Russia's second defense line, allowing some Russian troops to move to the front line.
The presence of North Koreans here sends a bold political message to the rest of the world. If the international community tolerates their presence now, it will be much harder to regain leverage to win this war on Ukrainian terms. Yuri Fedorenko, the commander of the Achilles Battalion of the 92nd Separate Air Assault Brigade, in a comment to the Washington Post.
Military analysts predict that North Korean soldiers may soon be deployed directly into Ukraine. In the temporarily occupied areas, they could be tasked with holding secondary defensive lines or constructing fortifications.
If North Korean forces take on logistical roles in rear areas such as in Zaporizhia region or on the left bank of Kherson region, this would free up Russian resources currently performing these functions for the frontline deployment. However, Russian command remains cautious, as they are uncertain how North Koreans will perform in various roles and are introducing them to combat gradually.
The effectiveness of North Korean units on the battlefield remains highly uncertain due to coordination challenges. The Center for Defense Strategies points out that the language barrier and differences in military training levels between Russian and North Koreans will likely create significant challenges for the Russian military. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Valeria Nekopelova, UATV News.